We begin our report with another shooting in America, this time at a school in Perry, Iowa. Officials say a 17-year-old student fired on classmates in the building Thursday morning.
One of those people is under the age of 18, according to police. 6 others were injured. University of Wisconsin Health Hospital reports treating those patients.
Since the Columbine shooting in 1999, there have been hundreds of school shootings across the United States. You would think, after all these tragedies, that something clearly needs to change in the way the country looks at gun control. But with constant pushback from Congress, gun reform laws consistently fail to be implemented, and gun culture unimpededly continues to exist.
As this slaughter increases, as our kids run for their lives, we do nothing. What are we doing?
Many gun owners advocate for their Second Amendment right. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. A right ratified over 200 years ago in 1791. The Second Amendment was crafted in an era where the United States relied on state militias composed of ordinary citizens to defend against threats. At that time, firearms were single-shot muskets, requiring significant time to reload and posing limited risk of mass casualties.
Early 1700s up until the early to mid 1800s, this was high tech.
The framers could not have anticipated the arrival of modern semi-automatic and automatic weapons capable of causing widespread harm in mere moments. As society and technology have evolved, so must our interpretation of constitutional rights. Clinging to an 18th century understanding of the Second Amendment ignores the profound changes in firearm capabilities and the pressing need for regulations that address current realities. Since the shooting at Columbine High School in 1999, more than 390,000 students in the United States have experienced gun violence in their schools. Each day, an average of 12 children die from gun violence in America. Upholding public safety through sensible gun control measures does not negate constitutional rights, but rather ensures their responsible exercise in the modern world. Yet today, students cower under desks facing military-grade weapons in their own classrooms.
I was at a club meeting across the street from the dorm that I was living in, so very much close to campus, and we all were just talking, hanging out, and then started to get emails.
MSU units, I got a shots fired complaint at Berkey Hall, 509 East Circle. 509 East Circle, multiple callers calling it in right now.
There has been a shot heard on campus. Please stay inside, beware. It's not rare to get an email like, nearby there was this happening or that happening, and so kind of didn't think a whole lot of it. Then we got a second email like, emergency, like lockdown, do not go out.
Police in tactical gear rushing to the scene there, riding past a long line of ambulances.
We locked all the doors in the building we were in and got into one room and kind of like we're talking and like trying to figure out what was going on and listening to police scanners and just like understand the situation, like what was actually happening.
I don't have anyone I've seen yet. All I have so far is that there's a shooter in the hallway, multiple people shot in dorm room or in classroom 140, and there's people from near Shaw Hall East. There's a male possibly matching the description of the accused walking westbound.
It was said that the shooter had come closer to us, so we ended up going into one of the bathrooms and we turned off all the other lights, locked all the doors, and hid in one of the bathrooms, which was an insane experience. I was trained in elementary school or like middle school with what to do for shootings and stuff. I never would have thought that that's something that I would actually have to do.
Several hours after the shooting, investigators found the gunman dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
I did go to the all-campus vigil that was on one of the nights the following week, and that was really impactful. I just was in tears, like, for a lot of the time. The whole campus was just, like, very torn. I don't think anyone really knew how to react. Until that point, I didn't really consider what my thoughts on gun control were. Seeing it firsthand undoubtedly caused me to be like, this is something that actually does affect people in a horrible way.
Jake's story is one of many tragic and horrific accounts of school shootings in the United States. As school shootings continue to devastate communities, we are forced to ask, how many more lives must be shattered before we choose to prioritize safety over unchecked access to firearms? Is your right to bear arms more important than a child's right to come home from school alive? The choice is yours.